Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Zach Lesage here. Today we're going to be going over the top decks from the Late Night Series event. We just had our number 40 event right before the Invitational. The Invitational will feature Astral Radiance, but this one featured Brilliant Stars cards. Lots of really cool decks with the last week. I don't know if it's more creative, less creative, but we're going to find out in this video. If you haven't already got a chance, check out the Late Night Series. The description basically has all the information that you need for the events. So if you're looking to try to get in some more online competitive play, it would be totally awesome if you could check that out. That being said, let's jump into the events. You are now watching Zach Lesage, the best place to learn about competitive Pokemon TCG. Let's get it! So here we have it, the late night number 40 with 242 players playing it. Just above that 227 threshold, allowed some players at an otherwise lower record to sneak in to cut. There's a lot of great players that play in this event. You can see Evan Campbell there. Like, we can scroll down and see a lot of other really strong players. Starting off at Kristen Chase, we got to start off somewhere, and we're going to start it off with Mew VMAX. Mew VMAX going ahead and going for that Cross Fusion Strike system, or Cross Fusion Strike. Am I getting? Yeah, Cross Fusion Strike. I should get this by now with the Fusion Strike system. So you can copy any attack, draw a bunch of cards. You could do a lot of damage with Meloetta. These are all decks that if you ever need any, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I also have reference videos on most of these decks, so totally check those out. I think their list here is pretty awesome. We got the Alice's Sparkle, we got the double boss, we have the triple Pokemon catcher. I believe this is the exact same list that Zach Cooper made top 8. Oh no, now I'm seeing it. They played four stadiums. So one Rotom Phone, a little bit less here on some things than others. I'm not entirely sure where they made these cuts. Everything here looks like they have all the cards necessary. Oh, there's a cut up there of a choice belt. Mew lists all start looking the same. I think we're now at a point in this format where Mew VMAX can pretty much include whatever it wants and generally be okay. Catchers usually seem better than non-catchers. It's coin flippy, but they are very good if they connect. So shout out to Christian Chase for playing Mew. We got Christian Cruz playing an Arceus deck. Basically straight up Arc Inteleon. We're going to be using Arceus V-Stars, Trinity Nova, and Arceus V's Trinity Charge to accelerate energy, Starbirth, search for whatever we want. To me, this looks like a pretty straight up list. I really would have liked to see a Galarian Zigzagoon. I know a lot of lists are cutting it, but it's a card that I definitely like in this deck. I don't really think there's too many changes that I'd make here with the supporter line. Maybe I'd add in an Avery, but that's really more of a personal preference kind of thing. They went with extra Ultra Balls, which is interesting. Most lists usually play 2. This list decided to play 4. So very vanilla, basic, straight up list. But that's really how it works. I wonder what they ended up losing to. We'll just scroll through their matches quickly. They lost to Arc Gyarados. Arc Gyarados plays Jolteon. That would shut off their whole deck. They lost against Rapid Strike. That would be tough. And then they lost against Arc Gyarados. Definitely tough across the board. We will be running into Peke or Peke or Peck or however it is. Don't know how to pronounce your name, but if you're watching the video, let me know what the pronunciation is below. We see that they're playing a new list. I don't like 3-3 Mew VMAX, especially if you're going for Psychic Leap plays. It happens. They're going for 3 boss, 3 catchers. Interesting. They went for Pumpkaboo. It's an interesting list for sure. I'm not entirely sure where they made the spaces for this deck. They cut Rotom Phone out of the deck. It's all right. So it's one of those things where, yeah, it seems okay. I think there's changes that I definitely make. I guess there's changes that I'd make to this deck, but you want to know what they made top 8. Pumpkaboo's cool. It's a searchable out to Path to the Peak, and you can see that they have it. I'd like Rotom Phone. I'd like other things, but it's one of those things where this list is cool. They did well. What did they lose to? That's a big question. So they ended up losing to an Arc Inteleon, probably due to Path. They ended up losing to Arc Krobat. Can be tough. They went in with 6-3, going 5-0 afterwards. And then they lost to Cookie playing Arc Dark. So Arc Dark can really just beat Mew a lot of the times. I think that's pretty fair. Let's see what else we got going on here. We got All Out Blitzel. They won the Late Night Series number 39 the week before. I really like their Jolteon list. They go with Arceus. Same thing. Arceus is always going to be powering up Arceus or something. In this case, it could power up Gyarados. Gyarados is really a vessel for Memory Capsule. Memory Capsule allows us to copy any attacks from its previous evolution, which works with Jolteon. You need a Memory Capsule to use Thunderous Awakening, so the water Pokemon in play have no abilities. Read that as Inteleon and Drizzle are doing, yeah, no, nothing. But if you have it on the Gyarados VMAX, you can copy Get Angry, and doing 20 times for each damage counter on this Pokemon. And since it doesn't have 220, it has 330, they could do it basically tanks a hit and kind of does well. So Gyarados VMAX being kind of cool there, using Barrel instead of Inteleon. I think their list is incredibly well thought out. I don't know if there's much that I'd change about it. Maybe I'd add another path or something, but in terms of Arc Gyarados, they definitely know what they're doing here, and I think it's a really hot pick, especially if you are going towards like Vancouver, Bremen regionals. I think this deck might make a splash this weekend, and Arc Barrel versions are also not going to get hit by Jolteon. This deck might lose to Dunsparce, like it might lose to Rapid Strike, but it's one of those good calls there. It's a meta call. What did all of Blitzel lose to? They ended up losing to one Salty Steak in the top 4, playing Arc Krobats. Maybe Crobat's better than the Gyarados there. They also just lost to a Mew. So the 9-0 they just had a really strong run there for sure. What else do we got going on here? We got Cookie. Cookie playing Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX with Inteleon, so using Inteleon Shady Dealings to search things out and Drizzle Shady Dealings, and you got the Urshifu line. If you ever need to build something up, you could always power that up with the Raihan and the Rapid Strike energies. They have an auxiliary line to search things out, a Snorlax. It's kind of the tech deck that Robin Schulz played at Liverpool evolved. They play the Moltres V. I think that the Moltres line is small at the 1 Moltres there, and I don't really like the auxiliary, but it could just be me. There's definitely things that I change about this list, but there's so many one-ofs that it's really however you decide to make it in tech for the appropriate metagame. That being said, I think this list looks pretty standard compared to most things. What did they play against? They lost against a Mew, which could totally happen. They lost against a Mirror Match, which could totally happen. I don't know how they lost against Arc Ray. Happens, and then they lost against Mew in Top Cut. Sometimes Mew's just going to run hot, and this deck might just not. What else do we got going on here? I'm skipping back past a page. We got Jonathan Patricio. Looks like they're playing the exact same list, if not a card different from All Out Blitzel, so we don't necessarily need to cover it again. If anyone's playing this list, you can see that 2 made top 8. It's probably a really good list. They lost to Mew. I don't know if this deck like necessarily beats Mew. They lost to Arc Inteleon. Maybe they just got a tough start. Then they lost to Arc Krobat. So maybe Arc Krobat does beat the Gyarados deck. Something to note. We're going to move into Era 9999. I don't know how many 9s I just said there. We're going to see another Mew VMAX list here. And I think this is, again, very similar to the Zach Cooper list. I think it's one difference is that they have an extra Cramomatic. I like the Cramomatic. They play Marnie. So it's a couple changes here or there. Very standard Mew list. And I think this is a very powerful Mew list overall. I like it. 4-2 Mew is what I like more than 3-3 Mew. 3-3 Mew just means that you can't use Psychic Leap as much, and you only need 2 Mew VMAX isn't in a game. So I think the correct count, very similar to what I'd be playing if I was playing in this event. 7-1-1 in Swiss, losing to Arc Gyarados. Although Blitzel's always on fire. They lost to another Mew Mirror, that's fine. And in the finals, they lost to Arceus Krobat. Arceus Krobat. Trying to find the way to pronounce it. So the Arceus Krobat with Jolteon. Very interesting lineup with the 1-1 Barrel, the Oranguru, the Zigzagoon, all that kind of stuff. They're most like it's just a unique deck. Maybe 1 Memory Capsule is just a little too little. Maybe it's not. Maybe you just need the 1 to go Starbirth. I think if you're going to be playing anything else like this, I'd probably go with the 2-2 Jolteon and then just the 2 Memory Capsules and stuff like that. But all the power to this player for playing a very unique deck. Again, you're just going to be using Arceus. You could power up the Crobat. Crobat's also good for draw. You got Path to the Peak. I mean, I might make some changes when it comes to playing a deck like this, but it's a really solid take on the deck. How did they play through the whole day? What was their run? They went 7-2. They ended up losing to Mew and Mew. They lost to Mew and Mew, but they were able to beat Mew in the finals, so that's all that really matters, right? So maybe their deck just struggled against Mew and did well against pretty much everything else. That's really weird with the Crobat VMAX, but sometimes Mew can just beat anything it wants anyways. So again, shout out to One Salty Steak for winning the late night series. And if you did make it to the Invitational, if you're one of the top 32-ish players, I think I'm just going to let everyone in who's tied at 31. make it in there. We do have the invitational coming up. I will be sending out codes this weekend. Like I said, I'll have some time at the airport. I've just been grinding through videos to make sure that we have content covered for the rest of the week. But if we look at the upcoming tournaments, you can see, scroll through here, we have the Late Night Season Invitational and we have the Late Night Special. So playing both of those events, it's going to be awesome. And I hope that we see everyone there. Again, I will reach out to you. You don't need to reach out to me. So let me close everyone out here. And that's what we got going on for this event today. Hopefully you enjoyed looking at the results, all that kind of good stuff. Congratulations to every single person that placed within the top cut, everyone who played. I really appreciate every single person. And with next week being Astral Radiance Legal, we have the Invitational, but we're also throwing the Late Night Special so everyone can play in an event there as well. Really hope that everyone enjoys these events, and hopefully we can continue on the Late Night series for another season. Stay tuned for more information on that soon. I'm currently recording this as I'm getting ready for Vancouver, so I'll catch up with all y'all later. And if you're out there, be sure to shoot me a message and maybe we can meet up or something, or say hi or anything. I'll catch up with all y'all later. Peace out and have a great one. Check out ptcgeostore.com, the best place to get Pokemon TCG online codes. There's a lot of selection available, and I have a discount code available for the website as well. You can pick up any kind of cards, just going up here. You can add them to your cart in any quantity that you need to get the cards that you need. And you can go to the discount code right over here, and you can put in code ZLassage5 to save 5% on your next order of codes. Are you trying to get better at Pokemon TCG? Well, if you are, you're in the right place. I offer coaching at metafy.gg/@ZachLassage. That link is in the description, and you pick up a coaching session from me and book it on the website. I likely have availability this week, and you can see exactly what my availability calendar is at any given time. I offer training plans to help players get ready for any of their upcoming events, including getting all the way to the World Championships, or you can pick up a one-on-one coaching session from me and learn the game at your own pace. I offer a variety of opportunities for players to get better at the game, and it's one of those things where there's a lot of players who I've turned into regional, international, and even a world champion along the way. If there's anything that shows, I have an FAQ on the website, so by all means, check it out and get better today. I'd love to help you on your Pokemon journey and be absolutely amazing to see your growth. If you're looking for a great deal on some physical Pokemon TCG cards, you can head over to atlascollectibles.com or atlastcg.com. Type in whatever cards you're looking for. So Arceus V-Star is absolutely hot right now. Let's search up Arceus V-Star. You can see they have a great selection of cards, and it's continuously getting new stock all the time. And we can add these to our cart. You can see I already added one to my cart. So when you're going to check out, you can use code ZLassage8. Use that code, and you can save off your order. That was $4.80 of savings just off of an Arceus V-Star. It's all in Canadian pricing, and they do shipping across the world. So by all means, check out atlastcg.com, atlascollectibles.com, and use code ZLassage8 to save on your next order of physical Pokemon TCG cards. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It means the world to me. And my goal with this channel is to spread my love of the game and knowledge with our entire Pokemon TCG community. If you haven't already, help signal boost this video to other Pokemon TCG fans by liking it, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully we reach our goals really soon. Check out this recommended video, and have yourself a great day. Thanks.